Hey everyone, Paul Goyette here, founder of Goyette, Ruano, and Thompson. And I'm here back to talk to you today about a very common question we get at the office through our business and transaction department. And that is, how do you start a hemp CBD business in California? Get that question a lot from all kinds of different business people and entrepreneurs who want to get going in that industry. So over the last few years, we represent quite a number of people in this endeavor who are selling CBD related products or are actually in the hemp production business or the CBD manufacturing business. First, it's very important for me to distinguish between hemp and cannabis. And I'm not a biology major or dendrology major, but I can tell you that they're very closely related plants. The big difference is, and we're not going to talk about cannabis today, is cannabis has THC in it. Hemp and CBD derived from hemp has less than 0.03% THC. So that's a very important distinction. It has a minute trace amount of THC and it can't be over that in almost everywhere that CBD and CBD related products are regulated. So that's an important distinction. I will talk about cannabis related businesses because we get contacted about those all the time on another video. So stay tuned for that. So CBD business. First of all, unlike the cannabis counterpart, CBD businesses are not nearly as heavily regulated. There are definitely regulations that need to be followed carefully. And I got to warn you, the regulations are changing and are in flux. Also, the other thing you need to know is that hemp and CBD related businesses, it varies from state to state, whether it's allowed at all or whether there's any regulatory structure you have to follow. So stay within the confines of your state. This is regarding the state of California. So right now, the regulations primarily center around CBD as a food additive. So CBD related to food products that are consumed by humans as opposed to pets, because there's a lot of pet-related CBD products out there. So that is regulated, and that's regulated by a state agency here in California, and that's what you have to be careful of if you're using your CBD product as a food additive. It's going to be regulated and significantly limited. And by food additive, it would be something that is actually added to, say, drinks or actual food-related products. Other than that, there's not as severe or comprehensive of regulations as there is in cannabis. The other big problem area to look out for in any hemp and CBD-related business is the labeling of the product. You have to be very careful about what language you use in the label. And we always advise our clients, steer away from any broad statements on the labeling that this product will cure, fill in the ailment. You can't do that. The FDA will have a big problem with that, and because there's all kinds of mixed scientific research out there as to whether that's actually true or not. There's plenty of scientific research that says CBD-related products have a lot of health benefits. Hasn't been totally proven up, and of course, none of those CBD-related supplements are FDA approved on a federal level. And the question comes in, well, what kind of business should I set up? How should I structure my business? What type of corporate entity should I set up? Now, most of that conversation is going to be for another video, but I can give you some basics right now. You're definitely going to want a corporate structure. So that will either be an LLC, which is a limited liability company, or a corporation, which could be a C corporation or an S corporation. We set up a lot of corporate entities for our clients, and it really depends on what the company is going to be doing. If you're going to be actually have operations where you have employees and work being done, and you're going to be bringing in investors and maybe future investors, corporation will almost always work better and give you more options. An LLC is very effective as a startup point and also can work if all you're doing to begin with is holding assets. Let's say you're running a hemp farm where you're actually growing hemp. Now, again, this is regulated county by county very, very closely, but let's say you own land or you're leasing land and you're just growing and you don't have operations. You've leased out the operation work to somebody else or hired that out with 1099 employees. Set up an LLC because all you're doing is holding that asset. But if you have operations and employees, we recommend a corporation. And Most importantly, whatever corporate structure you set up, you need to follow the corporate formalities. You can't just set it up and ignore it because it's worthless otherwise. You need to file an annual tax return. You need to file a statement of information every year. You need to hold at least one meeting a year between the members of the shareholders, and you need to record and save in your corporate binder minutes. You need to follow those corporate formalities, because why are you setting a corporation up, whether it's an LLC or an actual corporation? Why are you doing that anyway? Well, you're doing it for a few reasons, but you want to have that own independent, standalone entity that will shield you personally from liability if things go bad, and things frequently do go bad. So if you don't follow the corporate formalities, that shield is going to not do any good. It's going to collapse immediately. So follow the corporate formalities. We can help you set all that up if you like. There's a ton of business strategy that goes into how you set up these hemp and CBD related businesses and how you roll that out, and we can help you with all of that. We've quite a lot of experience with our clients and have seen some of the mistakes they have made in recent years, so we can give you the best chance possible to succeed in your hemp CBD related business.